this will be different, all right? This is going to be different from any kind of, I would say, entrepreneurship workshop if you've ever been to any, because you have all those different social media people, coaches out there that make you pay all this money. I paid the money so that I can give it to you on the real deal. So that I went through all the work, I went through all of the paying, running up credit cards, all that stuff, so that I can give it to you straight. This is the steps, 1, 2, 3, all right? And this is how you make it money. So this is going to be different because it's going to be up to you to put in the work. All right? I can show you, but it's up to you to implement. All right, so what is a brand? All right, I want everybody on their white pieces of paper, the sticky note, all right, write down their definition of brand.
On the sticky note.
On the sticky note. That's why I said white. On the sticky note. On the sticky note.
What is a brand to us?
Yeah, what is a brand to you? And on the sticky note, write what a brand is to you. And then when you get done, you'll come up and pop it on the wall.
Mama's stuff. Okay.
Thank you. Just anywhere?
Yep.
This is what you want the longest.
All right, everybody good? All right, so by the American, oh my God, seriously. All right, so by the American Marketing Association definition, a brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or any other feature that identifies one seller's good or service as distinct from those other than the sellers. All right, so basically that's saying that what defies you, what makes you different from everyone else. So when you think of all these big name brands, what makes them different from everybody else, even though you see a bunch of other people doing it. All right, so and also you gotta remember in branding, there's different ways to skin a cat. So everybody has their way of doing something. So as long as you can stick with it and prove your results, your brand will go a long way. So we're gonna read some of y'all. All right, so a brand is something you create from yourself. All right, so, and then we have something that reps yourself or something you stand for. Your business you create and sell to the world. I'm stuck to the wall. All right. What you represent, stand for. A name that identifies a product. A brand is something someone created, something that you can wear, use for technology, a name that has power to it. Something or person or product that is known. All right, so So whose are these? So this is something, person, or product that is known. Who's this? Okay. And then this one is a name that identifies a product. Okay. And this is your business you create and sell to the world. All right. So I like that one. So this one stood out to me the most. And I'm gonna tell you why. And then these two are going to be your bridge, okay? So whenever you have a brand, you got to think, like I said, what makes you different and what makes you stand out. But what's your purpose on trying to stand out and be different? To sell, right? to sell, create, spread your wings. So my purpose in my brand, Ground Up Billionaire, is to create a community. Once I create the community, those things will sell for on its own. So your brand has to be. So your brand itself, if you run it correctly, it will lead to this. But your structure on how you run your brand will not be anything compared. You will not focus on creating and selling. Will not focus on selling. All right. As long as you create and your brand is going in the right direction, it will sell. You know what I'm saying? So these three are the ones that I focus on because your brand is you. So if you know how to sell yourself, you can sell anyone else. All right.
So those suck to you then?
No.
Right, clean that up.
Right.
No. So those are all good.
No, that's what
All right. So what I mean by that is we're gonna clarify all this. All right. So the reason why I said this one was kind of like my favorite because this is your end goal. This is your end goal definition for a brand. This is your step one. This is your step two for a brand. This is your step three, your final goal. So branding is in steps. So when you think branding versus business, what's the difference between a brand and a business?
That generated really too much.
So there's no difference. The only difference is the marketing.
Right, to sell. Yeah.
Right. So in business, your number one goal is to drive sales. In branding, your goal is to drive attraction. So for your business, if I have, let's say, $100,000 in sales, all right, this is sales. In branding, I can have $100,000 in marketing, which will lead to $1 million in sales. I don't know, 7 zeros. All right, so the difference between branding as a product and branding as a business is the marketing aspect of it. If you think businesses, if you just think of a random, like, actual structured business, so what would you think of as an actual structured business that's around here?
Like McDonald's or something.
So McDonald's is a brand,
But it's making money.
right? But they're
Marketing.
right.
Yeah.
If you think
Because the burger, it's like, and it's funny, it's like, I was just thinking about it. The burgers is gross,
Right.
but people still buy
it's
it.
their marketing,
Because they're buying the name, not the burger.
Right.
You know
That's
what I'm
the
saying?
brand.
Yeah, that's what I've been,
Yeah.
buying the,
Yeah.
the brand.
so when you separate business side, when you separate branding versus business, I say a business is that shrimp hut.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
It's-
business.
yeah, It's only one person that's only.
There's only one goal they have, and that's to make more money. They're not
I'm sorry.
the shrimp hut that's right here, that little
Oh, this
restaurant.
next door?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So they're a business, and the point where they want to become a brand, they'll drive even more sales because now they're using Shrimp Hut and creating a community off of Shrimp Hut and growing that name. Once you grow the name,
Because there's only
sales-
one location. That's
Right.
what you're saying. Gotcha. Okay.
Right. So exactly. So my next example. So the reason why good branding is important is because it shows the dedication that you have to your business, right? So my 3 P's, all right? Patience, passion, and purpose, okay? Your brand will fail if you have no purpose for your brand, all right? If you have no purpose, there will be no passion for it, all right? If you have no passion, there will be no patience for your brand. So if you don't have these 3 P's, then I'm gonna tell you that you don't have a brand, you have a business. If you walk into any business that you know doesn't have a brand, and you ask them these 3 questions, well, what's the purpose of Shrimp Hut? They won't be able to tell you, which means the owner really doesn't have a passion, and they won't have patience, and that's why they're strictly business, and they're only gonna cap out on sales. But the more attraction you get, the more revenue. Everything else will follow. So, example, Apple. All right, Apple, is it a brand or a company?
It's a brand.
Right.
It's a brand. Why is it a brand?
Because it's known for its, what,
Products.
products, yeah.
Yeah, they're known for their products. When you hear Apple, Apple was originally a software developer. They were not actually a cell phone company. They were a software developer. So they started off as a business. And they realized, well, if we sell Apple as a name, then we'll make more money. Because did you know that their motto is to sell emotions, not products?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a brand. They changed their whole branding to drive more sales.
Is he the one that said like they don't even know what they want? I'm gonna give it to them.
Right.
Basically.
Exactly.
That's what it was,
Yeah, so Apple, they don't actually they don't have creators of the products. They don't have designers. They actually just have marketing teams that whenever you click, yes or no for like checking the data on your iPhone, that's actually them getting information to create the next product. So they actually get information from the users to create the next product. That's a brand. They're always pleasing the people. Our next one, Target. Brand or company?
Company.
Company.
This,
No,
I
it's a brand.
I don't know what they got.
It's a brand.
It's a brand.
I mean, what? The shirts or something? What?
No, Target is like Walmart, but upscale.
Right.
No, it's
Yeah,
You
it's
never been to
smart.
Target?
I've been to Target, but I'm saying like I know Walmart stuff. I don't know Target stuff.
Okay,
That's
so
because you didn't reach that level yet.
So-
No.
You ain't never reached that.
Because there's only two in each city.
right. So let me ask you this.
Springfield
So
behind.
what makes you go to Target? What makes you go to Walmart?
Because of the prices.
The prices.
Yeah.
Right. So do you think that's their brand to create low prices, or is that their business model?
That's the brand.
That's their brand.
Who, Walmart's?
Walmart.
Somebody.
Walmart.
So he's saying the fact that they're cheaper and their prices are better, that's what that's how they get people to go into Walmart.
Yeah, that's my point,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what
I mean, like, if I go to Target, I'm pretty sure
So
some
if-
Tide is $20. I can go to Walmart and get it for 15 the same time.
Right.
So I'm
So
going to Walmart.
Target sells the Target brand. They sell to their target audience. All right, their target audience normally wants that organic brand. They want that brand, or they just want to know that their product is going to be in good condition. All right, so they meet a certain audience. All right, so their actual chief marketing officer said this was a meeting with Forbes. They said because when Target is at its best, we're sparking something deeper in our guests. All right, so their motto is also similar to Apple. They're feeding the guests. You know, every single year on Black History Month, what's in Target? They have all kinds of Black History stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that,
Yeah,
yeah.
they do.
Yeah,
I just want
because
to like popcorn.
they know that Black people like to shop at a higher level. Now, Walmart, save money, live better. All right, that's their brand. Their brand is they're hitting certain audience. They're hitting certain audience with that. But did you know that Sam's Club and Walmart have the same products?
Yeah, it's the same, yeah. They just changed the name.
They just changed the branding. This is a business. The actual business is not called Walmart or Sam's Club. The brands are Walmart and Sam's Club. So you know what I'm saying? So Sam's Club hits different audience.
They come in
They
bulk.
aren't cheap.
Right.
Yeah, they come in bulk.
They hit a different audience. They hit those people that are business owners, store owners.
But it's still the same thing.
But it's still the
Yeah,
same
right,
exact
right,
thing.
yeah, I understand.
All right, so now, again, on a yellow piece of paper, all right, what is your brand? I want you guys to think about what do you want to be known for? Now that we've described what a brand versus
Of what
business,
my brand is,
yeah,
or just brand?
unique to you.
Okay.
So what is your whole idea of a brand or business? Either one.
That's a big, I get it. I got it.
Write it down.
Yeah.
What's my brand?
Whatever it is.
Pop 'em up here.
Pop up there.
Yep.
See? That's what you need. Yeah, I was saying.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
No, he's still running his mouth.
This hurts.
Friends, minding my business. Minding your business, minding your friends. Yeah. I guess I need to decline.
You can't do both.
Everybody good? So we got creating new software and hardware for technology, as well as those in medical fields. So I'm assuming this. All right, cool. So are you learning how to design things for the medical field, or is it
I
general?
know how to create web pages.
But is it specific for the medical field? Okay, gotcha. So, all right. Selling customers the everyday necessities at a better price. All right, that sounds like Walmart. Okay. All right. You have a name for that?
Yeah, it's both of us here,
Is this online or is it
online.
online? Okay, cool.
Like Amazon,
Yep.
almost, you can go on there and purchase, I said everyday necessities, things that I know people need all the time, like paper towel, toilet paper.
So would you want to market it as organic style, or you want to do it black owned style? You
Yeah,
want it
black owned.
Black owned, all black owned, or you want it mixed?
It can be mixed.
Okay. I say that's gonna stunt you.
I know. That's what I said, it
Whoever
can be
got the
mixed.
money.
Yeah.
I don't discriminate.
Right. Okay. I got you. All right. So we can solve this today.
Okay.
So have you ever drop shipping and things like that?
Mhm.
Okay. So there's some ways around drop shipping that you can actually pick and choose what products you want from those suppliers.
That's what I was here to ask you.
Yeah.
Vendors, that's my only problem is getting it, where would I get it from? Like DHL.
Right. So you could pick to make a get a connection or make a good relationship with one singular, or you can have multiple and pick and choose what you want on your site. So that's what I did for like my clothing. I pick and choose what I like. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. And you can actually integrate those into one complete site.
Okay.
And then the rest of it is just marketing. All right. Life's blessing. What is that?
I want to run a group home.
A group home. Who's your target audience?
It would be for young boys,
Young boys that do what?
behavioral.
Behavioral that do what?
Um,
Target.
So the purpose of the group home would be to get them, instead of them possibly going to juvenile,
Okay.
they
So
would come to me and.
That
they
come
would-
from juvenile or okay.
that- Yeah, it would probably be like, their options would either be to do a certain amount of time or their time in jail, or to come to my group home and
Gotcha. So-
participate into a program
Okay.
that would lead them to something better.
Okay. To understand Ohio at a different level.
Right.
Okay.
My clothing line is Ohio State of Mind.
Ohio State line.
Yeah, that's the name of it. And when people see it, they always say, what's Ohio State of Mind? And I explain it to them, it's like, living in Ohio is having a mindset than any other state, and the state is, very, very blessed. So I explain to people, like when people, California see it, they're like, what's in Ohio? And they'll just say, whatever. And then I explain to them what's there. the schools, the opportunities and stuff like that. So I just tell them about the mindset of living in Ohio. Because the person in California don't understand about waking up and warming up their car,
Right.
getting ice. You know what I'm saying? It's a mindset.
Right.
So the clothing brand is a lot deeper than just clothes. Because like the logo is, like a head and then it says the state of Ohio. It says Ohio. That's,
So yours is more cultural, but it's cultural for Ohio, not just.
But the thing is, we wear other brands from other states too as well.
Right.
DKNYs and whatever, from other brands. But I mean it to me because it means something because I'm from Ohio. And
So let me ask you this, what would be your number one pitch to, what would be your pitch that will get someone that's not from Ohio to understand your brand? Because people from Ohio will understand it,
right.
but how are you gonna get someone not from Ohio to understand your brand?
That's the thing. My audience is just for Ohio, but when they ask me, then I explain to them.
Right.
So that's how it's funny. I sell a lot more kind of outside the state too because they understand what I'm getting. So they're like, oh, okay, I see. You know what I mean? So it's not a pitch. I would like to ask me, and then I tell them the history with the 17th state. And there's a lot of history and stuff with Ohio. That's how I explain it to them. And they're like, oh, let me buy it.
So would you say it's history based, like your brand is history based, or is
Nah,
it?
it's everything. Like,
Okay.
because I have, all kind of stuff, like from the music, the football players, basketball, baseball, music, just everything, the historical parts, the nows, how, Bob Evans, anything that culturally goes back to Ohio. And I explain to them what it's about. So it's more than just, just the logo. It's not, I'm not logo driven.
Right. Okay. Black supporter.
It's Mars.
I knew that. Okay, what?
So black support for me is anything doing with black people to empower them and lift them up, empower them, and to give them knowledge. So whether it's something that I'm hearing from regular communities, other communities that's outside of black, but whatever it is to improve the wellness of black people, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually.
So you want to kind of create like a community, basically, where
Right.
Where it's kind of like
Kind of like a Black Wall Street, pretty much.
yeah, I got you. Okay.
We all invest in each other, but we also can hear and pull from the outside too. But the main thing is to empower black people.
Okay. So empowerment. Or is it more empowerment? Okay. Minding my business.
Whatever I decided would be. But no, it was basically more along the lines of like what Maria was saying, just more of like boosting and connecting businesses or networking with other businesses where you kind of like, I don't want to say like you kind of maybe just give them some positive input about the way businesses are handled or something like that, advising or advocating for some of the businesses and things we try to do.
Okay. So you want to kind of do like a better, you want to do kind of like a better business bureau, but for
Yeah, like,
specifically-
give some report cards about it, because everybody want to do business,
Right.
but everybody shouldn't do business.
right.
But just a way to where we condensing it and using it as effectively as possible and working together versus everybody have a business. You know what I mean? Like,
So what
kind of like a report card, like, your business been doing this, or, you know what I'm saying? Something that's
So
kind of like
is it
urgent.
specifically for the business that like wants you to evaluate them, or is it more so just overall?
If I use your business,
Right.
I'm gonna tell you about your business.
Okay, so just like
you know what
like
I mean? So
reviews.
just a little feedback about business in a way to,
Okay.
but we keep it in a kind of a constructive way.
Okay. So you could start a blog or a podcast, something like that.
Yeah, I could.
You ever think about that?
No.
So blog.
No, because
podcast.
I'll tell you right now, we ain't got to get on no recording or nothing.
But I'm saying if you want to monetize your that, I mean,
Yeah, that would work.
millions of people make money on podcasts easy.
I mean,
All you gotta do
if
is-
it'll be effective, I think it'll be good.
Right. So you just create your YouTube and extract your audio and put it into a podcast, and then I know a way to like get yourself on Apple and things like that, and you don't have to pay Apple to do it, where they actually pay you once you hit a certain amount of people.
I'm glad I'm
You
here.
mean it's like an app? Or?
Yeah, it's a website, but you can also just once you extract your audio, there's a specific website. Specific website you can put it in, and that website will create its own publishing website for you, and you send people to that to build up your following. And then for Apple, once you have a certain amount of subscribers to your podcast, they will allow you free access to Apple. But they don't advertise it. They just want you to pay your way.
They just want you, right,
Right.
They just want you to like come in.
But realistically, if you already have a following and you want to use Apple as your publisher,
Oh, so you, okay.
they will pay you for your subscribers.
Oh, okay. That's neat.
And you can also do that with books. So what I'm doing right now with my ebooks, I create digital ebooks. And those, once I build a certain following for my ebook pages, then I can go to Amazon and they'll pay me for the copyright of my ebooks because it drives sales to Amazon. And
So,
you
if
just-
you, so when you got your following, they be like, all right, you got a lot of people know you.
You have 10,000 people, here's our rate for 10,000 people. Whereas, okay, I'm gonna go to Amazon publisher and then I'm gonna pay them monthly to publish my stuff and then build my stuff up. Nah, I'm gonna build it on the side and then make you pay me for my people. And then you can have it and I'll just create another one and keep doing it.
So you can do that with podcasts and.
You can get a podcast, ebooks. Only thing you can't really do it with is YouTube. YouTube has it locked down.
Right.
But YouTube, you don't have to pay to
Yeah,
publish.
because you can just have like mine.
Right. Yeah, so ebooks, podcasts for sure. Those things can be done on the side and then you actually transition those over. And that alone is a business. That's a stream of income. So I just gave you guys stream of income that you can do from your phone or from
And
your
all I
computer.
gotta do is just upload it every time and then Amazon or whoever.
And so you upload it and you build your database outside of Amazon. Don't worry about that. You build it up for about a
Until you
year.
get your, until you get your
Yeah,
pop.
and then when you get your people, then you extract it and send it to them. You send it to them, and then boom, now they make you an offer, and when they make you that offer, then you can accept it, deny it, or do a partnership. Partnership means you can be on Amazon's site, but when you're on Amazon's site,
You gotta pay.
you don't have to pay, but you have to give them a commission.
Uh,
Or you can
Come on,
just
one.
sell the copyrights to Amazon, say, hey, you can have it.
I ain't know.
But if you can do it once, you can do it again, right?
Yeah, that's true. But I ain't selling it to them, bro.
Right, I'm just saying. So that's, you have different options.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but when you say copyright, that means it ain't yours or what?
Right, exactly. So it would just be like commission, where you can have it on their site for free, and it'd be, you know.
Oh, but when okay, then I didn't know. Okay, that's why I'm here.
Shaping lives for the future. That's not your business. That's a business. What is your that's not yours.
It is.
That's not yours.
What was it?
Shaping lives for the future.
Oh, mistake.
That's
not
what I
yours.
do though.
That's not
I
yours. Not
educate and groom. I shape them and then put them off. Look at you.
Yeah.
Your business.
so that's a business. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is taking your skill, monetize your skill, and then branch it. Once you branch it, then you can plug in those different businesses onto your actual brand. So I would say your brand would be some form of life coaching.
Okay.
So life coaching. And you-
Life coaching.
But you have to be specific on who you want to life coach.
Okay.
So think about who you want to mentor, and not just youth. Don't just say youth. Everybody wants to mentor you.
No, we don't. No.
Because other people set in their ways, bro.
No, everybody don't.
So life coaching is more what I would think.
Okay.
All right. So now that you guys, I picked your brains a little bit and kind of showed you a little bit of what I can do. All right, we're gonna move to the next.